I accidentally created a butterfly-shaped house in Paralives. I know. How do you accidentally create a butterfly-shaped house? I started wondering what a para inspired by a sunflower would look like, and more importantly, what kind of house would she live in? My first thought was a flower house. I was so excited to play around with Paralives' curved walls, and this just felt so perfect. Obviously, building a fully functional curved flower house would be super easy for a beginner like me. Wow, saying it out loud really makes it sound even sillier than it did in my head. As you can imagine, I spent a long time playing around with different shapes, but it just wasn't working. I had this simple 5-petal flower in my head, kind of like this, but I just couldn't make it happen. And honestly, I'm definitely at fault because not only did I want this house to be functional, I wanted it to have windows. I wanted my para to be thriving, not just surviving. This isn't Jim Pickens we're talking about, if you know what I mean. Eventually, I ended up with a shape like this. It had a few problems. First, it looked like a giant shamrock. Second, it was huge. And third, I barely had any straight walls left for windows. So I started over again and again and again until this happened. I looked at this shape right here, and my brain immediately went, wait, is that a butterfly? I got a little closer, tweaked a few things, and finally landed on this shape.
Finally, I'm a beautiful butterfly!
Can't even lie, it genuinely made me smile when I saw it. I even got a second, third, and fourth opinion just to make sure I wasn't being crazy and seeing things. Thankfully, everyone agreed. But I was only halfway there at this point. Now I had to somehow make this inside fully functional so my summer-inspired fairy para could live her best life. This house layout is definitely a challenge. There are many possible ways to split it up, but to me the best option seemed to make the smaller lower wings into the bedroom and bathroom and leave the upper larger wings as living spaces like the kitchen and living room. My plan is for the interior colors to feel like a warm summer afternoon, so lots of soft greens, warm oranges and golden tones, pale blue, and some warm whites to keep everything feeling light and airy. This bedroom was definitely an interesting layout to work with. At first, it felt a little awkward, but by the end, I was really enjoying the challenge. This is where I fully leaned into the sunflower and summer vibes with warm oranges, golden tones, and cozy summer colors. If I thought the bedroom was challenging, the bathroom really made me get creative. I actually tried several different layouts before settling on this one, and honestly it was all because of that window. I wanted every room to have one, so some compromises had to be made. In the end, this was the only layout where the toilet didn't end up directly in front of the window, because I just could not let that happen. The living room is such a vibe all on its own. I really wanted this space to be calm and warm. I kept the color palette light and airy and really wanted the plants to have their moment. I can just imagine putting on some music, curling up with a good book, and slowing down for a little while. The kitchen ended up being another fun puzzle. The only thing I knew from the start was that the sink had to go in front of the window because if you're doing dishes, you should at least have a nice view. There were honestly way too many possible layouts for this wing, but I finally settled on one that felt open and connected to the rest of the house. Plus, there's plenty of room for a kitchen dance party, which my family loves to do. The last space to decorate was the entryway. Since it's one of the few traditional room shapes in the house, I wanted it to feel practical, with a spot to drop your keys and bag when you come home. Across from that are these huge windows that I absolutely love. For now, it's a cozy little plant corner, but if my para ever meets someone, I could totally see this turning into a staircase. Can you imagine a 2-story butterfly house? Honestly, I have so many ideas already. The butterfly itself is really the star of the build, so I wanted to keep the landscaping fairly simple. The curved walls looked a little plain from the street view, so I created some faux windows using custom posters, added flower box, and I think it adds just enough charm without distracting from the house itself. I honestly can't believe this was an accident. I am so in love with it. Not only is it absolutely adorable, but it's also fully functional. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay cozy.